Do you ever feel so lost in others' lives that you sit down and think, whose life am I living? Sometimes I feel like I'm living someone else's life. Like this is not the life I want. Like I'm a snail stuck in a shell that doesn't belong to me. Like I have no options and I'm just acting on default mode. In those moments, I find myself blaming people and situations. It's easier that way, isn't it? Rather than acting on my failures and trying to change myself. Of course, your environment and people may affect you, but it's important to realize that those don't define you. Only you can define yourself. Not your friends, not your followers on social media, not your family. It's easy to forget, but you are your own being in this big world. And from the way you spend your time to which color you dye your hair is your choice. And this is your life. As humans, we're social creatures. It's only natural for us to be affected by others people's opinions through posts we see online, videos we watch, TV shows we watch, or like even podcasts. And these like consuming others' opinions and agreeing on these opinions can be a good thing because it can motivate you and it can push you for a better mindset. But in this constant age of consumption, lately I've been like thinking about the importance of forming your own opinions because it just makes me think like, are we agreeing on these opinions just to fit in this place in the society? Because society doesn't want you to stick out, or like society doesn't want you to have different opinions, and they won't like hesitate to call you weird if you do, like if you have any different opinion, they will label you as weird. But is weird really a bad thing? That's I've been questioning. Like, why are we so overthinking being weird? And like I've been thinking, like, why are we so scared about being an outlier? Why are we so scared of forming our own opinions and voicing it out loud? Are we actually losing our uniqueness trying to copy other people? Are we losing ourselves? This makes me reflect on these questions, and please, you try to answer these questions too. Are you truly living for yourself or for others? Why do you really want to post your fancy meal on your Instagram story? And why, instead of enjoying a party, your phone is in your hand filming the whole thing? Do you listen to that band just because you love their music, or because all of your friends listen to it? Are the clothes you're wearing really reflecting your style, or are you wearing the trends? Is that really your honest opinion? Like, don't quickly answer these questions, because I know we tend to quickly give answers just to give answers, but I really want you to think about these and like force your brain to give honest answers for this. Like, no one's gonna see your answers. You're just gonna keep these to yourself. So just be honest and reflect on yourself. Of course, as humans, we're not perfect and we tend to do things to please others, which is a whole another topic to dwell on. Or like we're we we're in situations that make us decide for others than ourselves. But the thing is, I think the main topic that we become other people and lose ourselves is because we ignore ourselves. Like, we tend to ignore ourselves and focus on others' life, like watching a YouTuber's whole videos in one day, watching a TV show, and starting to dream about others' lives. Like, scroll on people's Instagrams for days, hours. Because why? It's easier like that. You know? Like, it's much easier to waste your time consuming others' content rather than like focusing on yourself, working on yourself, developing better habits, being a better person. It's much easier, right? Why try to focus on your own life and create things that you want when you can consume other stuff? This makes me wonder often if it's because of our lack of discipline. Maybe we're just ignoring our own voice and being scared of nonsense things. Like, as I mentioned before, like being labeled as weird, or maybe you're thinking you're too late to be yourself. Like, because you're now this whole other person. But let me tell you something. You're not late whether you're 17 or 57. Keep this in mind. We tend to ignore our own voice and then blame others. Stop wasting your life away, okay? Because your life is never truly wasted until it's over. Slay. When I was younger, I just remember in school how everyone in the classroom could develop their own unique ideas. And like nowadays, we're so affected by others that it's making us step back from the possibilities. Like, we often forget that there are no boundaries to creativity, like weird or not. Think about this. You have a brilliant idea and you shared it with your friends, and then they called it stupid. Because people love to do that, like especially as people become adults, they also somehow become judges on how logical your ideas are, calling it useless and ridicule you till you give up, doubting yourself. This makes me think of all the lost possibilities that could have turned out great. Honestly, isn't that how great inventions are made? What you're seeing here is a great example for that. Coffee was called the bitter invention of Satan in the 16th century when it was discovered, and in the 17th century in the Ottoman Empire, if you were caught caffeinating, like consuming any sort of caffeine, then you were like literally sewn into a bag and then thrown into the sea. But now all households consume coffee. Like, other examples like vacuum cleaners, computer, like even as simple as slime. Like slime. Those ideas, like when they were just invented, they were ridiculed because they are not, you know, they don't fit in this society. Of course, we have to think like age-wise. In the 20th century, like when computer was just discovered, like it was something new. It was weird, you know? It was weird to see something like that. That's why it's like it's so easy to ridicule someone for their inventions, but you never know where it can lead, you know? Like, especially with solo inventors, I can understand how hard it can be to keep going when all the things seem against you. All the people around you, like even your closest like family are against you. And in those situations, it may be hard to keep going. But we also have to keep in mind that the human life is really fragile, and like we might not even be here tomorrow. Like even if it's dark, that's the truth. Like why should we let another person affect your views, or like you can do so big things and they might be preventing you. Like you shouldn't let people do this. Like if you gave up on like a single bad comment, then man, like do you really love doing that thing? Or like if you love doing that thing, trust me, you're gonna keep going, even like if the whole world is against you. That's how all the discoveries were made, man. Cheers. The next part is filmed at a mirror, so don't be weirded out if the image seems flipped. And there's this my cat, Lilo. She's camera shy, sorry. You need to know that this finding yourself is a hell of a labyrinth. Unless you like, if you don't work on yourself, you're just gonna be following other people's paths. You're not gonna be drawing your own path. You need to put in the effort to find yourself. Whether it's hours of thinking, whether it's just talking to yourself, journaling, any method that works for you, honestly. You just need to put in the work. You need to be alone with yourself for once. Like, stop listening to music to numb your brain. Just listen to the thoughts that are deep inside your brain, like buried in your subconscious, and that want to be let out, but you're not letting them. Especially the thoughts that are most likely buried inside because of the fear of judgment. I'm telling it to you too, Ipek. You are just another human among the billions of humans. So why are you so hard on yourself? Why, I'm sure you don't even judge people for their ideas. So why do you judge yourself? Why do you let other people judge you? Don't do that. We're pretty similar to each other, actually. So why do we fear judgment so hard? The only advice I can really give is to have a clear goal in your mind. Okay? Like, work on your goal. And like, if you don't have a goal, then you should just start finding your goal. I can say that this goal finding process is not gonna be easy. It's like a trial and error process, but like put out different types of content until you find something that you like, you know? Like it's like drawing 10 kind of pictures and then choosing the style you want to work on. I mean, the main kind of goal that we are aiming here is to find your own opinions, find your own ideas. Like, stop trying to follow the trends, create the trend, you know? Like, you are capable of so many things, like we all are, but we are underestimating ourselves and judging ourselves. I think the most important thing is to trust ourselves and our feelings and like be confident. We should be confident of our ideas. We should not be thinking about what other people might say about us. There are always going to be people who will judge you. Like always there are going to be people who judge you. But you cannot change the people. You can only change yourself, and this is your life, not theirs. One more important thing that I want to say is to stay true to yourself. Like, don't contradict yourself. How do you feel when you don't do the things that you promise yourself? Like a hypocrite. Like you're losing yourself. like you lose your self-respect. Right, that's why you should be doing the things that you promise yourself, or promise yourself things that you know you will do, and the things that you want to do, not others. Okay? Now I'm going to be doing my makeup while talking because, I'm just being myself. I just love colorful makeup, and I'm gonna do it right now. Key point is that you respect yourself, stay true to yourself, and notice your thoughts and opinions. Be yourself. Finally, I want to finish this video with a sentence that I found from a I'm not ashamed to say this, okay? From a fan fiction. No, I'm not ashamed. Stop treating me like that. I'm not ashamed. This quote, this sentence that I found in this fanfiction really made me a little happy. And I think everyone needs to hear this. You need to love being yourself, because there is nothing in the world quite like being yourself and loving the way it feels to be you. Isn't it so it makes my insides so crumble? And I'm like, yes, I need to find myself. We need to find ourselves, honey. Don't forget, you are not alone in this journey. There are billions of people on this planet that, no one has their shit together. Let me tell this to you. So you, I'm not just saying this for you to be, feel better about yourself. It's just the truth. No one really gives a shit about what you do. Because everyone's trying to get their own shit together. They're just gonna be there to judge because judging is easy. But since you know that already, you're not alone. Know this, okay? Sometimes when we look around, it feels like people have it all together, right? But honestly, no one has it really all together. And we're only floating in this big ocean filled with many fishes to catch. I wrote this on my script, sorry I had to read because I couldn't keep it in my mind. And I hope you can find your own path and be happy. I really wish this, sincerely wish this for you, because everyone deserves to be themselves, even though you're gonna be judged. But remember, what's important is to stay true to your heart and behave, find your own path. Maybe you're gonna be inspiring hundreds of others people by just being yourself. Remember this. Thank you so much if you have watched so far in this video. I genuinely appreciate it. And if you like this kind of content, please make sure to subscribe and give it a like. And yeah, I wish you a great day and a great journey on finding yourself. You're gonna be great. Stay healthy and happy. I'm gonna be seeing you in the next video. Adios.